LSU beats UF in a night game in Death Valley, and we are here to break down the impact it had on recruiting, and it's already having in recruiting because, Steve, just moments before taping this, LSU lands its quarterback of the future. Top 10 QB Payton Houston is in. How is LSU able to beat out Oklahoma and USC?
LSU is the hottest team in the country right now on the recruiting trail, securing a pledge from four-star quarterback Payton Houston and hosting several flip targets and other key 2027 recruits over the weekend for the victory over the Gators. Regarding Payton Houston, it was just constant communication from the start of the calendar year. He emerged as LSU's top target at the position in the 2027 cycle. They got him to campus numerous times. He built a great relationship with Joe Sloan, and that coaching staff loves the quarterback pedigree in Baton Rouge with guys like Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, and now Garrett Nussmeier under center. The offense, the proximity to home. Obviously he strongly considered Oklahoma and USC, but it's a tight-knit family. Being able to play for the home state, nearby family, friends, and all the support he has in the community, I think was a big deal for him. But LSU's track record at the position, what it's like to play in Death Valley at night, where LSU's at as a program, top 5 team in the country, competing for a national championship. That's the goal year in and year out. That's the stage he wants to play on, put on for the home state. LSU was able to hold off Oklahoma, beat USC, and many others for Payton Houston.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there was a lot of commitments on campus, but it was also, you hit on it, there were some flip targets on campus as well. And Lamar Brown, the 5-star athlete committed to LSU, he was doing some recruiting. He was also doing some tweeting, talking about big flips on the way. So who are we talking about when it comes to top flip targets on campus?
Well, Lamar was talking about, and it starts with Big Manny. He's talking about Emmanuel Iheanacho, the 5-star offensive tackle from Baltimore, Maryland. He is committed to Oregon. The Ducks have led for a lot of his process. Are expected to get him out a couple more times this fall, according to our colleague Chad Simmons. But LSU is the program that remains the biggest threat to the Ducks. They were the runner-up the first time around when he made his decision. And LSU will work to get him back to campus. It was an environment that certainly resonated with Iheanacho, getting around LSU's commits again, their players, their coaching staff, reminding him why he loved LSU so much in the first place. They were a program that had some momentum with him at various points in his process. There's not many places that resemble LSU when you go there for a game visit at night. The Tigers will work to get Iheanacho back on campus in the future. KJ Edwards, number 3 running back in the Rivals 300, committed to Texas A&M, but he is the target for LSU at the position, the only running back that they're recruiting. He had a great official visit in the summer, had a fantastic experience over the weekend, and KJ Edwards is a guy that LSU will remain on the gas for as they try to get him back to campus. I talked to a source this morning that thinks that both those recruitments will go to the end. Now, obviously, when you're talking about Iheanacho, you're going to have to make a financial investment to land him. I think Oregon has obviously done a great job recruiting him, from the relationships with the staff to what they've been able to do with the opportunities on and off the field for Iheanacho. LSU knows what kind of recruiting battle this is, and they're going to continue pushing along, and we'll see where the chips fall in December. I think he's going to be tough to flip from Oregon, but we'll see what I'm saying down the road here as these recruitments remain fluid. Same with KJ Edwards. Obviously, some other guys that LSU is going to continue to swing at moving forward. Blaine Bradford committed to Ohio State. That's going to be another tough flip for LSU, but the Tigers, with his older brother playing there, the in-state local proximity, we know that they're going to make a final pitch at some point to flip him from the defending national champs. And J.J. Bush, Rivals 300 linebacker, committed to Arkansas. He's someone that's always been high on LSU. Both Lamar Brown and edge rusher commit Trenton Henderson tell me that they think that LSU has a great shot to flip J.J. Bush. And J.J. Bush himself told me that LSU is very high on his list after the visit. He had a fantastic time in Death Valley. So Trenton Henderson also predicting that Iheanacho will ultimately end up in LSU's class as well. So at the very least, if you're talking to the LSU commits, Oregon's got their hands full with the Tigers for Iheanacho. They're in a great spot for J.J. Bush. KJ Edwards, a source this morning, says that he thinks that one's going to go to the end with Texas A&M. And then Blaine Bradford, not on flip watch right now by any stretch, but someone LSU will try and take another big swing at before ink hits paper and these guys sign in with their future programs.
Yeah, they're going to set up a 5-star flip. I mean, that bag is still there from Tristan Keys. They had the number 1 wide receiver in America committed to them for a reason. He decides to go off to Tennessee. You got to think that same bag is big enough for a guy like an Iheanacho, KJ Edwards, or somebody if they do want to go for a big flip. So let's move on to 2027. We had the commitment of Payton Houston just about 2 hours ago. Now it's setting up to be a great class for LSU. There were some 2027 guys on campus, but how good can this class be for LSU?
Let's talk game time. All of a sudden, the college and NFL football seasons are upon us. But guess what? We need our tickets, and getting deals on last-minute tickets can be frustrating when all you want to do is be there for the moment your team runs out onto the field. Well, thankfully, the Game Time app gives the advantage back to the fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing ticket experiences, and it only takes a few simple clicks. The app is easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means that you can trust that you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. That's why I use the Game Time app. It's super simple and makes the experience of buying great seats a breeze. Also, one of the coolest features I've seen is the Game Time lowest price guarantee. It's where Game Time will credit you 100% of the difference to guarantee you're getting the lowest price if you find cheaper tickets elsewhere. All right, here's what we're going to do. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the promo code ON3, ON3. That's the promo code ON3 for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. That ON3 for 20% off. Game Time, last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. Well, home cooking always kind of determines how high an LSU class will be ranked. LSU is always going to do a fantastic job. In state, it comes down to how high are those guys ranked when you're comparing them to the prospects that are going to sign with the likes of Georgia, Ohio State, and Texas, to name a few. There's some elite players in Louisiana in 2027 that the Tigers are at the top for, or near the top. That starts with 5-star tight end, the number 1 player in the country at his position, Ahmad Hudson. I've had a long-standing rivals prediction in favor of the Tigers for Ahmad Hudson. Sam Spiegelman feels the same way. Easton Royal, 5-star receiver, was there on Saturday night. He loved the energy, called Saturday night top tier, talked about the Tiger pride, great all-around vibe, the culture, the love from the fans, and then certainly the way LSU has developed wide receivers historically. They're going to have a great shot to land Easton Royal. I love where LSU stands with a pair of 4-star defensive backs, Karan Eugene and Jaden Anding, in my rivals prediction machine reflects that. And then Javon Vitale Jr. joined Sam Spiegelman on the prediction from the in-state playmaker for him to ultimately land at LSU as well. And that's just the guys that visited over the weekend. Right. We know that LSU's in the middle of it for a lot of the nation's best in and out of state, guys like number 1 ranked defensive lineman Jalen Brewster.
All right, big wins on the field in SEC play can create momentum. So, Tiger fans, talk to Steve and I. If you're taking that Tristan Keys bag and you could flip one of these guys that was on campus, who would it be? Emmanuel Iheanacho, Blaine Bradford, J.J. Bush, or KJ Edwards? Talk to us. Let us know. Comment section below.